How I wish for that dollar or at least a euro so they could rustle in my wallet. Or better yet, have enough in your bank account to buy 2 Porsches and a house in Poland right away. But in reality, selling abroad is not within everyone's reach. Why? Let's figure out how to eat this elephant. So, it is profitable to offer services abroad because there is high demand and greater purchasing power. However, there is more distrust than in our country because imagine where it is easier for you to buy services here or there. Imagine an unknown company is cold selling to you. You will think, who are they? I don't know you. You will think, they want to take my money, and they will go buy from a friend or not buy anything at all. All of this can be compounded by the specifics of your business, whether certification is needed or a legal entity is required in the country where you are trying to sell, or perhaps there are other obstacles. But let's take a realistic look at things. Why get certification if there are no orders and not even any negotiations about a potential purchase? And how to deal with Europeans or Americans? It seems you need to speak the same language. This is not about Spanish, Portuguese, or English. It's about understanding the customer well and having them understand you. Therefore, we return to the pains and motives of the buyer, why they need your services. For example, men and women. We speak the same language, Ukrainian or another, English. But all our lives we continue to learn to understand each other. It's a similar picture here. Ask yourself, what is important in a relationship? Is it the knowledge of the language or something else? The same applies to sales. Based on my experience and the statistics of my acquaintances who are managers and entrepreneurs, most of them know English at an intermediate level. That is, upper intermediate. So, of course, those who know at a higher level have better chances. But from my experience, there are cases when a manager has a high level of language proficiency, but zero sales. The money in the wallet doesn't rustle. So it's not just about me. The problem lies elsewhere. In fact, the problem lies in not knowing truly effective techniques, sales strategies, and the lack of adaptation to the market, segment, and specifics. Therefore, a good tool to start with is in-depth interviews. You can invite clients who have not yet paid you money to such surveys in exchange for example, a free consultation or the development of some marketing materials. Or another painless option of yours, but one that will interest people enough to give you their time. Imagine you are a manager in a large company in Denmark, and you receive a message from someone named Taras from Ukraine, a country you've heard is at war. Would you be inclined to buy marketing services from them? Immediate block. But if you have been provided with an idea that will advance your business, or, for example, bugs have been found on the website, or competitive ideas for promotion have been created for you, then the client will have greater loyalty. However, these bonuses should not have been offered. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. What would you like to receive for the time spent with an unknown person? Here is a simple but effective strategy on how to schedule a meeting. Next arises the problem of what and how to speak in Google Meet or Zoom Live. And you still need to feel confident too. Without delving into higher mathematics, there is a simple working structure for the meeting. It's very simple. The first step is to break the ice, that is, to prove your adequacy and that you can be trusted. The second is to identify what the customer is willing to pay for and under what conditions. How to start a meeting? You can do it as follows. We have met so that I can understand your market and improve my service. And for you, I have prepared. Yes, something will need to be prepared in advance. And this is definitely not a commercial offer because with it we will go far and for a long time, at most, to the mail. The name of the mail will be like this. Do not call or write to me ever again, dog.gmail.com. What you need to prepare is the issues of your client in your field. So if you are working with SEO optimization, gather the key query and find out which words the client is not visible for on Google. Find the error on the site. Create an idea. It's just a few minutes of my experience to make a cold sale. The value for customers needs to be prepared 50, 100 times, that is, for 50, 100 potential customers. That is There is no need to do a super technical analysis. A superficial one is enough. There is no time to do it 100 times. Hire a manager and teach them to create this value. Or if you are selling IT services to banks, at least some analytics of their competitors. What needs to be done so that a new service on the bank's website, for example, microloans, sells better? You need the substance, the things the client doesn't see, to make them understand that you are a diamond that should never be lost. And that's why life is divided into before you and after you. And after your appearance, things definitely became better and more interesting. And now the next question: who should I write to? Which doors should I knock on? Where can I find those B2B people I'm looking for? Usually in Ukrainian lead generation and sales, channels like LinkedIn, Upwork, email, content marketing, inbound lead generation, Scratch, Trustpilot, and others are used. But for the most part, the presence of an account-based marketing approach, that is hyper-personalized communication with potential customers through these channels, can be ignored. Why? Automated mailings are not personalized. They do not take into account the specifics of a particular customer. But we want not only to get a response, but also to make a sale. Isn't that why we are here? I would really like your lead generation to promote you more actively on the international stage and bring in more targeted sales leads. And I'm ready to help you with this. Based on my experience, I had a client with the task of building a second sales department that would work with the USA and Europe. Their company is engaged in wholesale supply and production of clothing from factories in China, Bangladesh, and Turkey. It's a cool niche, but the competition is very high and the number of clients is limited. Everyone wants to work with the USA, but every buyer or procurement officer of an American online store has more than 50 current, very similar offers in their email, and new offers keep coming in. Moreover, the products are not radically different. And by the way, it's like this in almost every niche in the USA, because the USA is the most interesting market for everyone. So how do we break this ice? What did we do? We conducted in-depth interviews, studied competitors, and realized that competitors constantly write approximately the same messages. And if they call, they discuss the same things. First, we shortened the emails by 2-3 times so that the buyer wouldn't die of boredom while reading, or even finish reading at all. Secondly, we excluded the attempt to sell a direct commercial offer from letters, messages on LinkedIn, emails, and calls. So we replaced the attempt to sell with finding out what do they want to buy and under what condition. Third, we have been working towards this for a very long time, more than a year, but we have found a formula of questions that the customer wants to answer. Fourth, we launched automated mailings with low conversion, but we had at least some conversion. Fifth, in parallel with mailings, we added an account-based marketing approach that is hyper-personalized communication with potential customers. When we talk about a person, about a company, and not in an abstract commercial sense, and with their birth or reviewed their commercial offer, I hope you are doing well, and all the other nonsense. The sixth action was teaching the sales department to make cold calls. Moreover, it was quite a challenge. Here we are in Kiev calling an American girl, 33 years old, New York, named Isabella. She not only didn't know what Ukraine was, she hadn't even heard of borscht before. And all these calls through IP telephony add more difficulty getting through to the USA. When you're a stranger, is 1 in 60 to 50. When you're in the phone book, it's 1 in 10. In other words, they almost never pick up the phone, and each time feels like the last. But we even broke through that. The result was insane. We were just shy of $1 million, with hundreds of thousands of additional dollars in the client's cash flow for the year. My great commission manager from the sales department has finally started to have a good percentage. It took 1.5 years of work. For this, what conclusions do you need to draw from this video? Stop selling, start helping your customers. Only then will you start selling. I look forward to your likes, comments, and subscriptions. And for those who need immediate assistance and want to get working formulas, message me on Instagram or Telegram.